Hey guys, we're here. It's 90 Day Fiancé on my channel, Reality of Krista Marie. Not whose side are you on? 90 Day Fiancé. And I have Dustin, Aaron, and Jonathan to do their usual 90 Day Fiancé that they do over at on the Juice channel. But Regina's on vacation, so we're using my platform. And this is their show usually. So I just watched the show. I'm just a guest in my house. So please, if you guys are like, subscribe, share, and if I do put this on the podcast side, I will link everybody's channel. And please leave a 5-star review because like nobody's leaving me reviews or anything. The podcast views are down, guys. We gotta like
Okay.
but
Everybody leave Krista a review. She's
even
part
if
of
it's
my
bad,
team.
give me 5 stars
Yeah.
and then leave a bad review if you don't
Yeah.
like it.
Everybody leave Krista a review on her podcast. That would mean a lot to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. Just
Episode
started.
season 8, episode 1. And we got a lot to cover right here. And Jonathan, I'm gonna start right quick in it. I'm gonna start real quick. I
Yeah, go
wanna
ahead. Yeah, go ahead, because I watched both episodes. I thought they were doing both of them. You might have to like. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I only saw one episode available. I didn't know there
Really?
was
I just watched. I think maybe. Hold on.
Did you watch Pillow
it-
Talk?
No.
No, I didn't watch Pillow Talk.
It was the introduction of them coming on, and then the one I just watched was Sophie was going to see Rob or something, and the mom was like, "No, don't do it."
That's because if you watch it on Max, they break it up into 2 parts, but it's one
Oh,
episode.
you guys saw the whole thing.
I seen the whole
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. So that was all one episode. All right, cool. Go ahead.
Well, I said it on Regina's podcast on my regular thing, but I was gonna say it on here. I seen it coming, Jonathan, that they weren't gonna make it, and I was right. They're no longer together. They're separated now. And I hope that's the best for her, and I'm glad that she's happier, and I hope that she doesn't go back to him because I don't like Rob at all. And that just really triggered me when the way he treated her and stuff like that. So I was so glad they didn't stay together, and I hope she don't go back to him.
I can't say that I'm surprised. First of all, I'm glad that they moved out to Austin. I'm glad that they have a place out there. I'm glad to see that Sophie's mother has a boyfriend, and he is very cute.
In the States, too.
Yes, it's clear that that Sophie and her mother, they love the chocolate, and I'm not mad at that at all. Okay, but. It did not surprise me that Rob and Sophie are not together. First of all, I have to say Rob's friend was fine, like fine. That man was fine. Okay, but it's so interesting that Rob really loves to not take accountability for his actions, and when he does, it's on such a small level. He's like, "Yeah, I did that. So what?" It's like a throwaway. Like, "Yeah, I cheated on her. Yeah, I was talking to girls. Yeah, that's what men do." You know what I'm saying? He always likes to have accountability with an excuse, and it's never taking full accountability for what he's actually doing. But
Jonathan, he needs to take full accountability. And that's just how I feel. I feel like he needs to take full accountability for what he's doing. Yes, there's a part of it that is her fault as well, but most of it is falls on him. Most of it does, but some of it's on her. But he needs to take accountability for what he is. Sometimes I think he has caused her not to be wants to be with somebody else because the way he treated her on the regular 90-day fiance. We've seen it. I seen it with my own 2 eyes. The way he treated her and stuff like that. I didn't like it. So yeah, he needs to take full accountability for what he did, and so does she.
Well, I feel like the only accountability that Sophie has is the fact that she's still with him. And what excuse does she have for still being with him? That's really the only kind of accountability that she has, because Sophie has literally done nothing wrong to Rob at all during the entirety of their relationship, at least from what I've seen from my point of view. But it'll be interesting to see where they are. Sophie has the blonde hair on this Happily Ever After, and she was a brunette on the reunion for the tell-all. So I'm confused a little bit as to what the timeline is.
I can explain.
Okay,
so they did the recording for the 90 days. Now most of those are shot a year to a year and a half before they air.
Yes.
And that's because they're choosing which ones they're actually going to air.
Okay.
So this was a year ago. Year from the point that they're recording now. The recall that we just saw was only 2 months ago. So what we saw at the reunion was taped after this show aired.
Gotcha.
So-
Okay, I kind of figured that must have been
Aaron,
the case. All right, cool.
My question for you is: are we gonna see her as a blonde the whole season? Are we gonna see her have blonde hair, or are we gonna go back to having her brunette hair?
I think we're supposed to, by the end of the season, see her change it to the brunette that we saw in the reunion. I believe it happens
Okay,
towards the end of the season.
That kind of shocked me to see you go back to blonde hair. I didn't know. Of course,
No,
I know this.
she didn't go
film
back. She hasn't changed yet in her timeline.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
In her timeline, because what we're seeing now was shot about 6 or 7 months before the reunion was recorded.
Or the-
Okay.
Gotcha.
They
So
had all
the-
this, did the tell all
Yep.
and for the end of the
No,
last
okay.
season.
So their original show was
Regular
recorded
Fiancé, right?
about 18 months ago. From the
Okay.
beginning to the 90 days, so maybe a little less. And then a year after that, they recorded this that we're seeing now.
Okay.
And
So
this ends about 6 or 7 months, and
Okay.
then the reunion happened.
okay.
So they did
Mhm.
2 seasons of a show before we
Oh, yeah,
ever saw
some-
the reunion.
Weird. Okay. Now with
Gotcha.
okay.
And then I also heard when they were filming the Happily Ever After tell all that Mahmoud didn't show up to for the
So-
tell all and stuff like that. So Mahmoud ain't gonna be there to tell all. He didn't show up. The only one that showed up was Nicole.
Okay. And I will say about Rob and Sophie, I'm getting a little bit tired of their running around in circles with the same issues
Me too.
every
Me
single
too.
episode. It's like, okay, I love seeing Rob's beautiful face. It's always a good thing to
know.
see. However, I am tired of y'all having the same argument on every single episode. So they're going to have to give me something new for me to be interested in them again, because like Rob is who he is and he's not going to change at all. And
Yeah,
Sophie,
absolutely.
of course, is going to run behind him every single time. Even with the way that he's treating her, she's still going to run behind him because she still sees a fantasy with him for some reason. I don't know if it's his beautiful face. I don't know if it's the lies that he told her while they were recording one another.
D. It's the vitamin D. It's got to be, because I can't think of one reason why she loves him. Think about it. There's not one thing. If you asked her, what do you love about him? What could she possibly say? It's got to be the vitamin D.
It has to be.
And maybe she just doesn't know. She's like, I love him, but I love him. And it's like, and mom's like, but you did this and he did this. And she's like, but I love him. And I'm like, oh my God.
I think it's the fantasy of him that she loves.
But there's nothing left to
Agreed.
fantasize about. He went to
Oh, women can always fantasize, please.
like,
Please.
there's no future. He can't provide for her. He can't give her a home or nothing. He's not stable. Now he's trying to make it her fault, calling her a lesbian. Now it's her fault. Now she's in love with
Now,
this girl.
I will say we did notice that he had a better car. They're living in a new city. I do think he actually got a job,
Maybe
like a
that's
real job.
Yeah,
Right.
he got a job. He got a job.
I feel like Sophie has a fantasy of Rob the same way Nikki had a fantasy of Igor / Justin.
Yeah.
Because she and I just don't see her letting it go. I really don't. I don't see what will be the straw that breaks the camel's back that gives Sophie the freedom to walk out on him. I just don't see her doing it.
They just not got married and just stayed like together. Like they needed to work issues out, like be boyfriend and girlfriend, and then because 90 days was like they should have never gotten married, because like you said,
90 days is
issue from day freaking one. The cheating, the gaslighting, the not letting her speak. He's him dismissing what he does, her being like, but I love him, I'm gonna give him a chance, her being the mature one. She has he not only has he not given her anything, he's taken from her. Like he's ruined her mental, like, you know what I mean? He's depleting her of her joy and her shine. It's like he's not giving her anything. So it's like it's a real shame, because like he's going to end up sucking her dry and like making her feel like I don't know, because she's like, I love him, and he's already telling his friend that she's a lesbian, and oh, she must be in love with this girl. Oh, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. It's like, dude, like, are you listen? Like, what friends do you have? He's like, yeah, man, yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, she must be. That's why when you said he's fine, I'm like, this We're gonna call him Knob. It's Rob and Knob because I'm like, this is Knob right here. Because Knob's like, yeah, man, yeah, she's probably a lesbian. Yeah, it's like,
I just felt like I
friends
felt
can-
like I felt like this was gonna happen. I felt like this was gonna happen from episode 1 of regular 90 Day, and I was right. So yeah, I felt
think
like
you're going to be wrong.
Do you think they're
I
gonna stay
think they're
together?
going to get back together.
Stay
I'm sure
together?
they'll get back together. I'm
Yeah,
more
they're
than
gonna-
positive they
After all,
will.
we see them back together at the reunion.
But they're
Right.
gonna be
And
back and forth, and it's gonna make really toxic for her.
I agree
He's-
with Krista. I think they're just going to be back and forth for the entirety of their relationship. This is just going to be a
Jasmine, Gino.
revolving circle. This is just going to be the same thing over and over again. And I hope that they don't have them on another season because we'll just be seeing
Right.
the same storyline over and over again.
You said he's not gonna change. He's a lot older than her. He's not
No.
changing.
well they
She's
had
gonna change, and she's gonna realize one day in her older, like maybe by the time she's 30, that he's just like, oh God, like when was I could have married. His friend was hot, like we were in LA. Like I'm glad they're in a smaller city. It might be maybe around his family, he'll change. We don't know. Maybe somebody will like be able to speak to him. Maybe the boyfriend, maybe the mom's boyfriend can talk to him. Somebody, the man needs to speak to him and tell him how to be a man. He just needs to, like, I feel like nobody told him that.
The only issue with a man like Rob, who is set in his ways, the last thing he's going to want is another black man to try to tell him how to run his life. And I don't know if he has any daddy issues, but he might see that as a red flag. And, because I think that's why a lot of single black men don't like going to church, because they don't like other men telling them what to do. So I would love to see Sophie's boyfriend try to have a talk with him, and maybe if he comes at him the right way, maybe if he comes at him not so hostile, but come at him more genteel, then maybe he might be able to get his point across. However, I don't see anything changing anything in Rob whatsoever.
Yeah.
I do agree with it on that one, Jonathan. I don't see Rob changing at all. I just don't. I see him staying in the same way that he is. I don't think he's going to change, even though he needs to save his marriage or whatever you want to call this. But he ain't going to want to change, and she's going to end up getting a divorce.
And Aaron, what do you think of them? We haven't heard your thoughts.
Rob, really?
No, like the whole thing. Like, well, we know how you feel.
We know we don't.
Really? I need to say what I think of Rob.
We don't put up with that shit.
I always want to hear what your perspective is, Aaron, at all times.
He finally got a job, but he's still a bum.
I mean, seriously.
He took her somewhere he thought she'd like, but he ruined it by being himself.
Always.
He doesn't know how to communicate. He does not know how to take responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And he thinks he's so good that she should want him back immediately without an apology. He wanted her to come into that place and be like, honey, I want you to come. I want to come home. No. He didn't want to apologize. And even when he did apologize, he just like, I'm sorry, whatever.
I think I want to coin
his own apology.
I think I want to coin a new phrase specifically for Rob. It's called pretty boy entitlement. The pretty boys who feels like they are owed everything in the world just because they are pretty. Yo, you should want to be with me. Yes, I cheated on you multiple times. Yes, I currently have a chat going on with a girl as we speak. But you should still want to be with me because I'm pretty. See this face? I'm everything you ever wanted. That he's got pretty boy entitlement for sure.
That's weird because like you would think at his age that like pretty like somebody has to tell him. I don't know. Like I just whatever, let him live his life this way. But like, I just want her to find, I don't even want to say, like, I don't know, like somebody where they live now, Kansas,
Austin.
or Texas? Maybe.
Austin,
see, like
Texas.
Like if her mom stays around here, she might be all right. You know what I mean? Like she might just find somebody.
Do you think?
Now is her mom dating an American?
Yes, in Texas. Go figure. It's so weird.
I'm trying to figure out where he was from. The boyfriend. Did anybody catch that?
Texas.
They said that he lives in Austin and she lives in Mexico. And I don't know where he's originally from, but she did say that he was from Austin.
Okay.
Jonathan, do you think they're gonna? Do you think that the mom's gonna stay in the United States?
I'm not sure because I don't know how serious she is with her current boyfriend. Because I feel as though if their relationship is going to continue to mature and possibly get down, I really don't see her marrying him. But
Yeah.
if they were to get to that point, I'm sure she would want to move to America. But I really don't know what Sophie's mom would want to do.
Well, my question is to you, Jonathan. Do you think if the mom goes back to the other country, do you think that her daughter's going to follow her, or do you think that Sophie is going to stay here?
I think Sophie's going to stay here regardless. I think Sophie wants to be independent. She wants to get away from her mother. Although they are very close to one another, I think Sophie's going to want to stay with Rob at all costs. That's her only link to the U.S. And because he's her only link to the U.S., she's going to stick on him like white on rice.
So you don't think that they're going to you don't think that they might get a divorce in the future?
I don't see it. I don't see any reason for Sophie to want to leave if she hasn't left already with all the things that he's done to her in the past. And Rob is holding, I really don't know why Rob is with her. Like, I genuinely do not know why Rob is with her. He hasn't expressed that to us whatsoever. I mean, yes, she's gorgeous. He's beautiful. Oh, go ahead, Aaron.
I think he is with her because, first of all, he's 33. He's starting to get to the age where men start to think, if I don't grab a 20-year-old now, I'm not going to be able to get one. True or not. I think he wants to have somebody on his arm that everybody around him is jealous of. And Sophie is that. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's hardworking. And he wants on his arm what his friends are going to be jealous of. Because I think ideally he's not in love with Sophie. He's in love with the idea of Sophie.
Yes.
He's got a trophy wife. That's what he's got.
He's got a trophy wife. Thank you, Jonathan.
And to say to his friends, I got a woman to move across the world for me. That's what he wants. He wants the level that he thinks exists.
Yep.
And she comes back to me even after I cheat on her. Yes.
Yep. He's got it like that. I got it like that. He needs a friend that's
look how I have her wrapped around my finger. Like look I just snap and she does whatever it is that she like. That's not the relationship that he has, but I'm sure he would have bragged to his friends about it in that way.
The only thing she said was he likes animals. The only thing she said it was good about was all I remember her saying is that he likes animals. He's good with animals. I was like, because that's all I remember her saying is that's all she could come up with. It's like he's good to animals or he liked animals and I fell in love with him and I was like,
but at least they're not. At least she's not have to live in that garage.
Thank God.
Apartment anymore.
Can
I ask, especially Jonathan, because I love this couple. What did you think of Emily and Kobe?
I love this.
Okay, so Emily strikes me as slightly controlling, just slightly controlling. I'm thinking I'm going to see that bloom and blossom a little bit more as the season goes on, and therefore I'm going to start feeling sorry for Kobe. Is his name Kobe or Kobe?
Kobe.
Okay, so I think they have a beautiful family. Their kids are gorgeous. I just have an issue with a woman wanting to, and I don't want to make this a race thing, but to have a Caucasian woman to want to be with a Black man so that she can run his life, so that she can be in control of him. That's kind of the sense that I'm getting. I know that's the case for Angela and Michael. I know that's exactly what that is. But she's kind of giving me that just a little bit, but I'm not seeing it glaringly. So I'm just seeing little snippets of her controlling ways. And I don't know how I feel about it, but she seems to be a very loving person. And her parents seem to be very loving as well. So I see that as a positive. So I'm going to try to be as positive as I can with this couple until I see an actual red flag. Because I don't think I'm seeing any red flags. I think I'm just seeing a little bit of her. And she's actually admitted to being a little bit controlling. Yeah. So at least she knows it. So, she's not trying to hide it. But I don't want to start feeling sorry for Kobe. I really don't want to start feeling sorry for him being in this relationship with 2 children, by the way, 2 kids.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel like that. I like Emily and Kobe is my favorite couple of the season so far, and I feel like that. I feel bad for Kobe. I really do. I feel bad because there's a level of too much control. Yeah, and I feel like that she's gonna get to the point. We haven't seen it yet because she was on another show, and Emily and Colby was. Yeah, when she was on the other show, she was on a couple years ago. She was on the regular 90-day show. Yeah, and she was a little bit more controlling
Yeah,
than
she's
what
much
we're.
more mellow than she used to be. Though
She's
she
much.
Oh
admitted she
wow.
never.
She's much more mellow than she used to be now. So we're gonna wait and see what the rest of the season brings out. But I do feel bad for Colby on a certain level. I really do.
Yeah.
Because I
Now,
don't.
to give you a little bit of backstory, Jonathan, they met
Mhm.
in another country when she was on vacation. She used to
They met in
travel
China.
all over the world. She
They met in
never
China.
planned to get married.
It reminds me. Okay, sorry.
So she got pregnant and they got engaged.
Yeah.
You know who they remind
Okay.
me?
And so this was a big adjustment for her too, because she never had planned to
Yeah.
have another person.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Her idea was not to get married.
No,
Okay.
She didn't. I don't think she. I don't think she would have got married if it wasn't for having a kid by him and stuff like
It's
that.
literally like Vinny and what's her name?
Yes.
Vinny, same thing. Like they met on vacation. She got pregnant. Her parents pay for everything. Like they're really rich. Like like basically like with
you're gonna meet them soon. That's Ariella and
Ariella and Vinny. Oh, you don't know Ariella and Vinny? Okay.
No, but they
Oh.
are gonna be coming up, I believe, in this
Excited.
season. So you will get
I'm
to meet
so
them.
excited.
And if you want to see a controlling woman, that's a controlling woman.
Oh
But
my
I
God.
will say though, I'm excited about Emily's entire family
Mhm.
going to Cameroon
Yes.
to visit with Kobe's parents. I had never heard of Cameroon until I watched the first season of RuPaul's Drag Race. Bibi Zahara Benet, the winner of the first season of RuPaul's Drag Race, was from Cameroon. So I had never heard of it before that. So okay, Cameroon, yes.
I'm so excited because I feel like her family's so excited. Like I really like them because I watched them on Pillow Talk. I just really like them. I know she's controlling, but I think he likes it. I think he likes it. Like I think he likes it. Like, and I think he's comfortable being like a dad and like just being there comfortable and like they're happy in the basement because it's a huge property that they live on. Like they could be there for a long time and be comfortable, but like he's all
yes,
right.
I would agree with that, Krista. I do think that he does enjoy that a little bit. I don't think it's something that he doesn't enjoy. So
I think he loves her.
If it works for them, so be it.
Right. Like I think he's easygoing. I think that he loves her and he just knows that maybe he can probably be controlled. Like not he can be the man, but I think he just likes, he lets her be her basically. Because she's like, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like she's never had to really work. I don't think she's ever really like she wants to teach her. That surprised me that she was a teacher in China. I didn't know that she actually
she was a teacher she was a teacher.
No, but I was like, oh, all right, well, cool. She could be a teacher, but I like them. I used to say I wanted them to adopt me, but
what do you? Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask what people thought about Ashley and Manuel, and the thing that I'm asking about is when at the very end, she sat down with the lawyer. They both sat down with the lawyer, and he said, "Well, you are in charge of half of her debts." And the lawyer asked how much she owed, and she said over so much. I can't remember what it was. So, but it was high. And
100,000.
100,000. And his mouth almost dropped to the floor. In my opinion, he got wide. It just 100,000. So, that kind of shocked me that she had that much debt. And he didn't know that he was in charge, because when you're married, when it's 50-50 when you're married. So, he gets part of that debt as well.
But how much? What in credit cards or like I missed this part? Well, how much? What is it? School
Yeah,
loan?
I didn't see the last 20 minutes of the show.
Wow,
it's a preview for next week. He's talking about.
They seem
okay.
They seem bored.
I will say, I love seeing Ashley and Manuel again. They are one of my favorite couples. I do see genuine love between the two.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Ashley is, and this might sound weird for me saying, but I feel like she's overstepping a little bit when it comes to Manuel and his kids. I feel like if he wanted you to have that close of a relationship with his kids, then he would make sure that is facilitated. the fact that he's not doing it, there might be a good reason why he's not doing that. And I think Ashley should stay at arm's length when it comes to his kids, because, you know, with men and their kids, they're a certain set way with their kids, and they don't want an outsider coming in and then wanting to try to run things, because, you know, when Ashley gets into the equation, she's going to want to start running things after a while. And I think that might be the reason why Manuel is kind of making them have distance between them. But I didn't like when Ashley's mother was saying, you know, I don't know why he doesn't, you know, happy with his kids. Does he have more? Do I need to get a private investigator? Ashley's mother, please settle your britches. It's really not that serious. Manuel is a good man. He's not going to do your girl wrong. Yeah, just settle down, because Manuel is a good guy. He really is.
Ashley's mother is I'm getting kind of the feeling of the controlling mother side of her coming out. She's a really deeply controlled, and I don't like, because she's married now, and it's going to have to follow on Ashley and Manuel, and it's going to have to be dependent on what they're going to do. But she's getting to be too much. She's very controlling to me, in my opinion, and I think that she's getting to be too much on that, and that's just she needs to step back on that thing a while.
And one thing I want to point out about Ashley that I've never really mentioned before, I'm seeing a lot of immaturity in Ashley.
Yes, I am.
That I'm starting to get really annoyed with. And it's the main way that I see this is when she has her freakouts, when she starts having panic attacks, when she starts screaming and crying and, you know, over the smallest things. It's like, I don't like seeing that. And I think that's the reason why her mother feels like she has such a hand in their relationship, because she still sees her daughter as that teenager. She still sees her daughter as that immature young woman who really hasn't grown up yet. So.
My full-time job is to be a full-time witch. I'm like,
but her daughter is
paying you, like, you have a full-time job as a witch. I'm like, well, who's paying you? The wizard? Like, I mean, grow up, Peter Pan. Like, she's like, oh, but my full-time job is to being a witch, and it's like, stop saying that. Like, it just sounds so weird.
I will say, I was happy to see her being an instructor at a spin class. That was the last place I expected to see her, and it's no thing at all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. But I was just surprised to see that she was a spin class instructor.
She must love that though. She'd scream and yell and tell them what to do, and like get her.
I was surprised at that, Jonathan. I didn't think that she would do that, but I get.
They probably had sex after that class.
Really surprised after that.
Like get all like riled up and then like sweaty, gross, and mad, and then go outside. Like, that's what I was thinking. Because it's like they're like. He's because there's no way he's doing spin class unless it's like they're like foreplay or something, because they're weird.
No, I don't think he's doing.
He was in the back struggling. Okay.
He's like, me on, and she's so strong. I was like, oh, okay, all right. He's like, I kind of like it. I was like, oh, all right. Now
Aaron, what are your thoughts on Ashley and Manuel?
I thought that with the kids stuff, it's not like his kids are little. They're teenagers now. So I don't think she needs to have that much involvement with them.
She doesn't.
Like they're pretty much grown up. They have a mother. They're in another country. It's not like they live by that they're going to be stopping over. So I think teenagers don't want to talk to their parents. So he's probably relieved they're talking to him at all. He's not trying to involve his new wife in their life. And it has to be their choice when they want to have a relationship with her.
Exactly.
I think she's not realizing they're not little kids. They choose now if they want a relationship with her. So she has to back off and be comfortable in waiting to see if they come around to her. And if they don't, just be grateful that they're not pushing your new husband away from you.
Right. And so the teenage years are like the last years you want to introduce your teenage children to your new wife or husband. Like that attitude and the fact that, you know, you're not my mama, you can't tell me what to do. Like, I'm surprised that Ashley is so interested in being in his kid's life, because I'm assuming they're probably in their later teens. That's what I'm thinking. But you know, it is what it is. But she's gotta back off of that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I find it weird that they never met though. Like being together for like 10 years. I don't know how come
she travels there, so it's only like she's there a week or so.
I know. I don't know. Like when your dad marries somebody else, do you at least meet them? I guess. I don't know. I mean, does she pay for it? Doesn't she send the money back to
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does send him money.
Yeah. For, like that family. and she must be okay with it. But I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like you're paying for his kid. You're paying for his life. Like,
I
and you
think
just
that's why she thinks she should have a say, and you can also
not
see
like a
that side.
relationship, but meet them at least. I don't know. Like, at least know whose kids are. I don't know. Like, don't you think like at least know his kids, at least know them, and then that's it. You might not have to have a relationship, at least meet them once. So it's like, to me, I feel like maybe he thinks they're not going to like her because she's too
Well,
controlling.
That could
maybe
be it.
Manuel wanted to make sure they were really going to get married before introducing her. So maybe
That
when
could
they
be
go
it.
back to visit, he would. But
Mhm.
he probably wanted to make sure. Actually, not the most stable. She does seem immature. At the reunion, we did see her saying, "I didn't know to ask these questions." No, you're a grown-ass woman.
Like,
You knew to ask these questions. I do not
Okay.
care. I do not have kids. I know to ask questions when I'm dating someone. I'm just saying. Not that I
Right.
do it a lot,
Especially
but I still know.
financial questions.
yeah, right. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a lot of this. I'm like, a lot of these people. I'm like, isn't this shit you talk about before you get married? Like, I know it's 90 Day Fiance, but most of these people, like, can we move on to Michael and Angela, please?
Okay.
Michael and Angela, was they even on this episode?
No,
No, they weren't.
Jasmine and Gino.
Jasmine and Gino.
I'll hold on to Michael and Angela.
Jasmine and Gino, when they got
I
on
want
this,
to see her suck his fucking toes one more
That's in a
time.
preview that I don't want to see.
Go up. I
do
thought it was
not want
coming
to
when I
see
was
that
waiting
either.
for it.
Oh.
I was waiting for it. I was like, is it this episode? I'm like, is it going to happen on the boat? Is it going to? I'm like, I don't want to see it. And why?
No.
Oh my God. No.
Now
I
that
have
just
to-
proved Jasmine loves him way
I
more than he
know,
loves
I know.
Obviously. Can I just say this one thing? Why does it
Mhm.
look like Jasmine bought all of her bikini tops before she got the breast augmentation? Because it looks like all of her bikini tops are like 5 sizes too small. And as much as a gay man as I am, like, I love seeing that her boobs barely are covered by this
They're
small
not.
bikini top. Like,
Yeah.
that's just who Jasmine is. She's an I won't say she's an exhibitionist, but she just likes to show off the goods. And I
$20,000
can't be mad
butt.
at it.
You know, $20,000 body right there. You know, $10,000
Okay.
butt, $10,000 boobs. I mean,
Show it off, girl.
amazing.
Show
I'm
it off.
like, what in the world, Jasmine? Like, and I don't know. I'm like, damn, she's so hot and she loves you. Like,
How?
I mean, but like, yeah, but then he's getting on my nerves. He's just, yeah, baby, and it's like, are you?
First of all, he wanted the baby, and now he's not.
It seems so weird when he says it. It seems awkward when he says it. It's so awkward to me when he says it. Tell me it doesn't feel weird when he says it.
Krista, it literally gives me creepy vibes.
I
Like,
know.
especially with the fedora that he's always wearing. Like, all he's missing is the white band, y'all. Okay.
And it's like,
I just didn't.
I don't know what to say. I just
Jasmine didn't like the boat. She said she wanted to be on a yacht.
a yacht.
She wanted to be on a yacht, but she didn't want to be on the boat. But
Was that too much, Aaron?
Have sex on the boat. He's like, I don't want everybody to see us. I don't want everybody to see us. Maybe I'll just bend you over. And I'm like, please don't, sir. Please do not. Like, I used to.
Like, I already see Gino as less than a man. So, like, anything he does, it's like, it's just fair game. Just do what you do. Because I know Jasmine is never going to leave him. So I just have to accept them as they are. So whatever they do, I just have to be okay with it because it's Jasmine and Gino, and Jasmine ain't going anywhere. And Gino's definitely not going to leave that beautiful woman. So like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Well, he left a stripper. Just saying, she couldn't give him a baby, and he left the stripper. So,
Who was the stripper?
Yeah, his ex was a stripper.
The one that he sent the boobs to.
Oh, I don't know. Well, he has a couple exes. How does this man have so many exes? By the way,
I don't know.
Good question, Aaron. Good question. This man has had 50-11 girlfriends. I have one man. That's ridiculous.
I feel like it's the same thing I said about Rob. It's got to be the D. It's just got to be like. Jasmine loves him. I don't know. I don't know.
With her saying that he needs to bring the blue pills, I don't know if it's the
Oh
D when it
God.
comes to Gino. I would
Right.
highly doubt that. She said take 3 of them,
It's
so he needs extra strength, honey. Okay, so I don't think that's the reason Jasmine's still with him, Krista. I don't know if I can say that.
He don't need to take any. She don't need to take any pills. She don't need to take any blue pills.
Remember
Neither
how
does-
she was so mad?
Neither does he.
Like, you need blue pills to get with Jasmine? Okay, okay. There's
You're
really
right,
something wrong there.
Remember, they didn't really have sexual intercourse. They didn't have sexual intercourse. They didn't really have SCX when they were in. Remember, that's right. It can't be because, like, she was saying they barely did it. Like, did it once or twice. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, all right, you're right. And then, I mean, and now I guess I don't know. But
And
like,
the reunion, she said she's not getting any.
Right.
crazy. No, she's not joking.
And that makes me really wonder, what does
Yeah.
Jasmine really see in Gino? Like, I
What
don't
do all
get
these women see in Gino?
where, right? Like, what is
Love
the
is love,
attraction
I
coming from? Like, I understand if you saw him without the hat, because I will say he does look
He's-
pretty
yeah.
decent without the hat. But like, what
Mhm.
qualities does he give to make you want to be with that man? I don't see it.
Okay. I swore when he sent the boob pictures to the girlfriend, it was done. I thought they were over.
Mhm.
And then when I realized they were together, I was like, oh, that's it. They're going to be together forever.
Can I say something real quick? Well, what I want to say is, when they first got married and they went on that when they went on that honeymoon, I think that honeymoon could have been a lot better. To go like that. Don't have a. I want to have a honeymoon like that in my life. No, I want a better honeymoon than that. Now, you could do a better job than that. I know you have more money than what you think you have.
I wonder if he's going to go back to work. It should be about time for him to go back to work. Remember, he said he was only taking an year off.
I would
But
hope
he ain't
so.
gonna go. He ain't gonna go back to it. I don't think he's gonna go back, Christy. I really don't. I really don't think he's going to.
I
So
think he
I was
makes more money at his job than he probably does on that. I don't think he makes a lot of money on 90 Day Fiance. I think it's like 5,000.
no, you don't. No, you don't.
I would actually be surprised if he does go back to work, though. I would be surprised if he did.
I
But
think he needs to. They
but
spend
Jasmine made a couple comments. She said, "Well, whenever we first got married, you said we were going to bring my kids back over here.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't have a job, so you need to get a job in order so we can bring the kids back over here." And I felt bad for her because she wants to bring her family over here. And if that don't happen, I don't think she's going to stay with him.
Is she really trying to have a baby too? Is she trying to have a baby? Is that real? Or
She's
is she
trying to have.
I
She's trying
hope
to
it's
have a
just a
baby.
storyline. I hope they're just talking jibber
I hope
jabber.
so,
I
too.
hope they are not serious. I really do.
They can't have a baby. Come on, man. Like, that's ridiculous. She's got to have her other kids. They're too old. They don't need to start over. I'm not saying they're too old, but like they need to like work on them and getting her kids.
Yeah.
I think they're younger too. Like what? Like 10.
Yeah, her kids are still fairly young. Yeah, I would be very disappointed if she got pregnant. I really
Yeah,
would.
that would be so not good. Like
I would be disappointed, Jonathan, if they got pregnant. She don't need to have another kid.
Me too. I wouldn't want to see that at all.
Not at this young age. She don't. No.
They're just not. I feel like me and George having a baby. No, it's not.
And
She's
if,
only like 36. She could totally have a kid.
he could.
I'm not saying that she can. I'm just saying I don't want to see it.
Not with
And if I do see it, I hope that baby looks just like Jasmine.
What about
Just like Jasmine.
It could be like my
Okay.
Gino
I
don't.
look like
Gino
Michael.
wants to. But Gino said he wanted a kid, but the way he's going, he would be able to support a kid. So
He doesn't have any, huh?
No, he doesn't.
No.
I don't think he
Nope.
does.
Oh wow, maybe
No, he doesn't.
Did he say he wanted some or no? Did he say
Yeah,
he wanted
he
he's the
said he
one
wanted
pushing.
some kid.
She
He said he
wasn't
wanted to have a kid.
last
I didn't
season.
know that. Oh my, what in the world? Oh,
But Jasmine dropped some tea, and I don't know if Jonathan heard this or not. Jasmine said I might not. She said I had trouble having kids before. And she said I might not be able to have any more kids. Gino don't know about that yet. So I
Oh
think we're
wow,
gonna
I
have.
didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that on the.
but that's like, I mean, they can't even be serious. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess. I feel like I want her to get her kids over here and like get that situated first before you think about
Right.
trying to have another. Like you're going to try to have a kid when you still have to work on getting your kids here. He's got to be stable enough, and you got to get them over here and get them comfortable. There's a new country, like they don't know. And then in the meantime, you're going to be pregnant and having a baby. Like there's no like, like transition period for her kids. Like that should be like the most important thing.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that's just a talking point for them and nothing really serious.
Just
And
hope he's
I
joking.
wouldn't expect them to do it. I wouldn't expect them to do it. I'm just praying that they don't do it.
I just hope they
fingers
don't do it,
crossed.
Jonathan. But I hope not.
He could be a great stepdad. Like he would be a good stepdad, I think. And like
Agreed.
then they could maybe like I don't know, like foster older kids that need home. Like I don't know, something like that. Like
I think he wants
Adoption.
a biological child, and some men do.
he
He's
should have
54 years old, though, so
That's what I'm saying. He should have tried to do that a while ago. I'm saying like
Yeah, with one of his stripper girls.
well, none of them would give him a kid. That's why they kept breaking up.
Okay.
I really thought he had like
gotcha.
one person that he was with for like a long time. I thought it was like the same person.
He had a wife,
right.
and they got divorced because she couldn't have kids. And the stripper, I think that's the
long-termish one.
that was not a long term. I think they were all pretty long term, like in consideration, a couple years each.
Yeah.
But he was married for like 7
Yes.
years.
Stripper. Oh my god. Jasmine.
And it doesn't sound like they weren't in love. He just left her because she couldn't have kids. But maybe there's probably more to the story.
That's so that's
Yeah.
crazy.
So I am worried for Jasmine.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that was all that. Damn. He needs to stop. Like, I don't know.
So do you guys think that that Gino would leave if Jasmine could not
No.
conceive for him?
Yes.
I think so.
I
I
don't.
think
Yeah.
so. I think so.
He's too. He's got to realize that he's too.
He wants a kid.
But that's not
Tristan.
right for her. Like, if she doesn't want that, then it's not right for him to want. Like, he should know that it's like not.
But she is talking like she wants it too.
She does.
So,
Maybe
you know,
she
they
does
seem to
then.
be on the same page about it.
Well,
Hmm.
like you said, let's just hope for the best.
Right.
Let's hope for the best.
Whatever that is, let's just hope for the best. Whatever that is.
Yeah.
Wait, who are we missing? Oh my God, Mahmoud and Nicole. Oh my, I feel so bad for him.
Can you guys give me a little bit of background on them before I give my opinion?
Well, I want to start off. I want to
is their
start off.
relationship?
I want to start off.
Toxic.
I want to start off with answering Jonathan's question, and he was very toxic to her. She was on 90 Day the other way several seasons ago, and she was also on a regular 90 Day several years ago, and that was a very toxic relationship, in my opinion. He wanted her to change her whole life. He wanted her to be a Muslim, and she didn't want to change anything. She didn't like it to be covered all the way because he wanted her to be covered all the way up. He didn't want her to see no skin, nothing, and she didn't like that. And I don't like it when people have to try to change their people for religion or whatever you want to call it. But she wasn't happy at all, and he treated her pretty crappy, in my opinion.
And he wanted her to dress that way because she was living in Egypt, right? I saw that in
Yes.
the
She
episode.
also had told him numerous. She told him she would change. She told him she would convert. She would tell him these things, and then get over there and say, "I'm going to try to live there again, and I'm going to do these things." And he had said before she came, this 3 or 4. All right, so they met in a carpet store. She was at a carpet store. He was the owner. She's on vacation. He falls in love with her. They're engaged within a week. This whole thing happens, and she lives there. It doesn't work out. She does not want to be an Egyptian or a Muslim woman. But he says, "I'm not going to change. I need you to live this way." And then she's like, maybe he'll change a little bit. Maybe he'll compromise on my clothes. So every time she's there, she's fighting him on everything. She doesn't want to live with his family. She wants her own space. She doesn't want to have to be, and he's young and he's in love and he doesn't want to fight with her. But then he's got like a brother that's like had a wife that was in a different country and she conformed a little bit. And then he tried to like force her to be friends with it. She just kept telling him she would come there and change. And then she finally has talked him into coming here.
Yeah, okay. But I want to answer Krista's question. I don't think when do you think when he gets here, Krista? Do you think that he's gonna try to change her even though she's in her country, or do you think it's going to be because it didn't turn out to be a very good relationship after?
I feel really bad for him. I feel like I thought he would be more comfortable here with that. I mean, I think he'd be more relaxed and maybe like she was buying him pajamas. Like I thought that maybe if he wasn't in under the under his parents' roof and having to be feeling like he is very religious, he's very strict on his religion, which is fine. He doesn't really want her to convert, but like he was stuck on the way she dressed, but it was also because they were living in his country. And I thought that when he got here, he'd be more relaxed. He would see how much easier it is to be here. And like maybe that would save their relationship. But allegedly, he has gotten arrested for domestic violence. And when you see him leave his family crying, I cried watching that scene. I felt so bad knowing he's going to be in an American prison. He's probably the worst fear for him because he's young.
I got kind of emotional when they first came on and he was leaving his mother and his mother was crying. But that was an emotional scene for me. It really was.
That was really sad to see. I don't know what I will say. She looks wonderful for 40. Like she looks like she could be in her early 30s. Like she looks good. And I love her style. I love the first little pink dress that she was wearing. It was really, really cute. She looks like an LA girl as she is. So I love seeing that. I would have loved. I think I'm going to try to go back to watch their story from the 90 Day Fiancé because I would love to see how their relationship actually operates. Because I really want to get a good feel of him.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Jonathan. When you do that, be prepared to see totally different side of him because he is something else. He is a very controlling person, in my opinion. So he wants everything the way that he wants it, and he doesn't like it.
I didn't watch them either, Jonathan. I don't know them.
She told him they would change, and he said, "I'm not going to change my mind. If you don't want to be married to me, please don't come back here." I don't know. I feel like no matter what, I've never seen them happy. Okay, every time we've seen them, it's been a blowout, knockout.
It's been a blow. Every episode, every episode, it's been a blowout ever since season 1. Since they've been on the season 1, it's been a blowout, and you're just going to continue to see it this season. You just wait and see.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you guys, like, what do you see actual love between them or friendship, camaraderie between them? Okay,
no, you don't see the like what we have love and we have stuff like that. You don't see that stuff. You just see them falling apart. You just see them falling apart, and just be prepared for that.
Love that they can't be together. It's like it's love with borders and like conditions and stuff. It's weird. Even though they're in the same country now, it still there's a big divide in their religion and I just feel like they love each other. They just know that it's not going to work. And I don't know. I thought maybe like when he got her, it would be easier. Maybe he would loosen up on the way she dresses. And I don't know what happened, but apparently he's been arrested for domestic violence. They're not together. And I feel bad for him. He's young.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly,
but he did get arrested. But I mean, I don't know if he's in prison. I don't know if he's in the jail. I don't know if he's.
I don't know.
I feel really bad. He's not. He has nobody here, and she's the kind of girl would probably leave him there. I don't know.
Right.
She's very vicious.
And I was trying to decide whether I wanted to say this or not on camera. So I guess I'll just go ahead and do it because I'm just me. I have to say, when I saw the pictures, I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. That's what's up." But then he started talking in his confessional. And all of a sudden, my gaydar started to beep up a little bit, just a little bit. So I don't know. I haven't seen him in action. I don't know if he is the same gender loving person. I don't know if he is bi. I don't know if he's. I don't know what his deal is.
He's only been with her too. So
okay. So I just have to say that came up in my shondo when I was watching the show.
And Jonathan, I'm just gonna say I agree with you. That came up in my eyes, and me and you are on the same page today. Because I seen that too.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one because I'm not the type of gay that wants to make everybody gay. I understand that everyone has their own sexuality, but I'm just saying that when he was talking in that confessional, and then when I saw the pictures after that confessional, I was like, oh. Something else might be going on here. That's just alleged, though. That's just alleged. I don't know the man's life. I don't know him like that.
I don't know what they fight about, but it's so. Well, they fight about I don't know. We don't ever get to see the blow
They
up.
they fight about crazy things.
Like the music, and they're like, oh, 16 hours ago we had this awesome fly, blah 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 blah. It's like, and she's like, now we're not talking, and it's like, what now again? Like, come on, like, can we just see like?
And she doesn't seem like the type that will put up with stuff like that. So that makes me wonder. Like, she must really have an attachment to him to be willing to go through all of that stuff with him.
Right. They do. They seem they're very attached to each other, because even living in separate countries, being married, they could not wait to be back together again. And it's like they get that very excitement. And then I'm telling you, within 2 days, they're like, actually, driving home from the airport the first time, they got an argument about her wearing too much of her shoulder. Like, and she's like, you're starting your shit already. Blah, 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 blah. I thought you would loosen up when I got here. And he's like, but I told you I wouldn't. And I'm like, wait, you told him you were changing? And you just told him now that you're not? And it's like, here we go. It's like Angela and Michael over again. Oh my God, Michael started running and he didn't stop. Michael ran so we got to another freaking state.
Aaron, what are your thoughts on this couple?
I didn't see enough to judge them yet.
Agreed.
So, and I didn't watch 90 Days the Other Way, so I don't know them. I thought it was interesting that in her confessional, she's like, we did it his way, and so now we're going to do it my way. So that seems to me like there's not a lot of compromise in this couple. That was my first red flag for them. I was like,
there is hardly any.
He's going to come here. I'm going to, try and make him as comfortable as he can be. She's not like trying to be like, hey, it'll be different for him. I want to make him as comfortable. And she's like, no, we did it his way. Now we're going to do it my way. I don't like that.
Sounds like they're fighting for power in that relationship. Or fighting for control.
Like, you made me move here. You made me move here. Now I want you to try it. Like, it's not working. I'm not happy here. Let's try living in my state. I don't think that's a bad thing that he's trying. He's like, I'm doing this for love. I'm going to try to live there, because she's not happy there. And she's always threatening to go back. That's another thing. He would threaten to go back every other day. And he's like, you know what? Like, then go. You know what I mean? Like, just go. And finally, he was like, oh my God, you're going to go? You know what I mean? Like, since she did leave, and now he's there, and I feel so bad for him. I just do. I feel bad for him. I do. I feel bad for both of them, because I feel like they don't know how to just be happy. And I feel like their issues are just, like, if they would just agree to, like, agree that they respect and love, whatever, their love and respect for their higher power, and she doesn't have to go to pray with him, and he doesn't have to worry about what she's wearing. She's not, you know what I mean? If they could just relax, I feel like they'd be a good, run, Michael, run. Exactly. God, Angela.
Right.
Run, Michael, run.
But the issue with that is when people's religion has such a stronghold over their life, their relationship is going to tie so evenly within that. And if she can't get with that, I can see why that would be a problem, especially if she's telling him, as you guys said, that she's going to change, and she doesn't end up changing. And so that's obviously going to be an issue. So I see where their issues probably are. And I don't know if I'm necessarily going to enjoy seeing this couple on the show, but, we'll see.
Well, you're gonna have a lot, Jonathan. You're gonna have a lot to say. I bet you by next week you're gonna have a lot to say, because I have a lot. It's just it's very eye opening, and she ain't gonna change it all. So we're just gonna have to wait. But I'm gonna say this season is gonna be a hot one, and we're gonna see a lot. We're gonna see a lot of stuff play out with all the couples.
There's gonna be 10 couples.
10.
Wow.
Yeah, we only met a few. There's still a lot more to meet. There's going to be 10 couples on this season.
God, that's right. Little Ed.
Wow. Krista, I have to say, I have adored seeing your cat's tail in the background. Like, I just love seeing that. I'm such a cat person, even though I never had a cat, don't own a cat. But
she thinks she's still little. So when she tries to lay in my lap, she don't fit. She's like, she's so long now.
She's so adorable.
I have 4 of them. Like, I have 4 I'm a cat lady. 4
Jonathan, on Krista's channel, her viewers were trying to name ourselves the Kitties.
That's such a cute name.
Look at the little baby. She's so famous. Look, I'm famous. I'm famous. Hi. She snuggles me. She literally clings to me, and like we snuggle together. Like, It's just, and then George has the other one. The other cat like snuggles with him.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where this show goes. I thank you guys for introducing me to this show. I'm excited to see the other couples, and with there being so many couples, I'm thinking that that'll make it a lot more palatable for me. And I won't get
There's going to be
bored
10.
because
There's going to be 10 couples. Yeah,
Do a deep dive on Michael and Angela. Just do that for us, please. Please do that for us.
A deep dive right now.
You might want to be better off not watching them, actually.
Oh my God. You are going to die.
Michael.
Journey we have been on with these guys for like 6 years. And he just got here and they're getting divorced. Oh, I can't.
Yeah, I just saw them on one episode when my mother was watching, and I could not take it. I really couldn't.
Ran out of the house and
I have not really watched them. I just fast forward past them.
I can't even believe
it. Get ready for it.
I'm just like, I'm amused that he came here.
Because everybody's like, you watched the show. I didn't watch them.
He didn't know where he was going. He just started to run. They're in Georgia and he just started to run until he got to somebody's house. He ran. He's like, I didn't stop running. Like, where were you going, Michael?
I don't blame you, Aaron. I would probably have to fast forward through them as well.
You're not going to be able to. Oh God,
I know that we're recapping it this season, so I have to watch them, but I'm not looking forward to that.
I don't know why they're back. This is the 10th time they've been on. They've been going for years.
I find Angela extremely traumatizing to my spirit. And it's a chore to watch her on TV. It is.
John Yates' best friend. That's John Yates' best friend. Fucking can't do it, dude. Oh my God, went to her house. Like, where's Michael go to John's house? He probably ended up at John Yates' house. Like nobody else in the States. He just ran and ran. Michael just ran, like physically ran from the house. He didn't know where to go. He was like, she was beating me up. I was scared of I was scared for my life, he said. I'm like, yeah. The next time we saw her, she beat the crap out of his car.
She looks like somebody who get violent with somebody.
She is a beast. She beat the shit out of him, man.
As crazy as them are, I think next week, Jonathan, you're going to meet my favorite of all times, 90 Day Fiancé people.
Who's your favorite?
Hey, would you like telling me their names, or do you want me to try to guess?
I want to see if you get it, though.
Okay. I like that.
I want to see if Jonathan figures it out when he meets them.
Okay, I hope I can. I think I will be able to, though. I have faith.
I have to see because I don't even know that answer. Okay, let's check it out.
Yeah. Did you know, Jonathan? Have you ever seen it when Lorna and Lexi was on?
Oh
no, not at all.
They're awesome.
They're coming back on. They're going to be on there this season too. And yeah,
that's a lot.
Okay. Yeah, this past season of 90 Day Fiancé was the first entire season that I've ever seen. Other than that, I've just seen bits and pieces here and there. But this past season of 90 Day Fiancé was totally new for me. So all of these couples, with the exception of the ones that were on this past season of 90 Day Fiancé, are new to me, which I'm excited about because I'm getting introduced to new couples. So this is exciting.
I want to see your fresh perspective on, because a couple of them they've been around, but I can't believe, I don't know why they bring Angela and Michael back every season, but I think they do.
Well, I can tell you why.
Well, they're good for TV. I mean, come on, they bring the drama. Okay.
Not my TV. I fast forward. I get to see them.
I mean, Michael and Angela are reality TV gold. If you really think about it, they are perfect for TV. Perfect.
They really are.
Yeah.
God.
And you can't get away. They just keep popping up on all the shows.
Finally, we're done. It's like he finally gets there and then he leaves. I'm like, oh man,
I think this might be her final season though, because allegedly she got fired. So allegedly,
she showed her boobs on the set. She flashed us
on the tell-all,
the production scene, everything, and and then so he kept her anyway. So she's still on the show. Yeah.
Oh my Lord! Oh,
when she's gotten her surgery, I was like, "Oh,
look at Jonathan's face! Oh my God!"
She just showed us her boobs.
I'm glad I missed that.
Right.
Me too. I'm so glad I was not traumatized.
I mean, Jasmine's are beautiful, but I just can't imagine.
Okay, I could look at Jasmine's boobies all day long. Okay.
Yeah, I could look at her boobs too. I look at her she's a whole.
Jasmine is hot.
I know.
H-O-T.
I'm like, Jasmine.
If I was going to pick one to have a crush on out of the last seasons, she would be my pick.
He's like, yeah, her body's bad.
Her body is everything.
Yeah.
It is everything.
I would have a crush on her
Not
because she's not only has a great body, she has a great personality. Like, she's funny, and yeah, she gets jealous and stuff, but he gives her a reason to be. So,
But she's
Yeah.
hilarious, though. That's
Yeah.
her thing. Like, she is
yeah, she's
hilarious.
hilarious.
Oh my god.
And I think Jasmine would be not as jealous if she got the confirmation from
Yes.
Gino. And I've really thought about this. If she would get confirmation from Gino all the time, you're beautiful, I love you, and stuff like that, without having been pushed into saying those things to her, I feel like she wouldn't get as jealous. That's my
Aaron,
thought.
do you think she's ever going to get that confirmation from Gino?
No. Nope.
I'm glad
I'm
y'all
a
know that.
mayor.
I'm glad y'all know that.
I feel like not my husband's a great guy, but like my husband he doesn't think like, like, I mean, I'm having like issues right now, like our house, our back door was robbed. I'm taking it much more seriously than he is. So it's like I feel like I'm always like, pay attention, like they care, you know what I mean? But I feel like it's not his fault. They're just like, some people just aren't that deep or that serious. I don't know. Because they remind me of me and my husband a lot. I mean, I don't talk to my husband because my husband's like quiet. He's worked his whole life. Like he's just literally being just quiet, doing the same thing for like 20 years. And here I come along like Jasmine. I'm like nuts. I did a million different things. I've been a million now. Like I got an animal from like the Muppets. I'm like, I just woke up. I'm like, sorry, babe. I'm like, you know what I mean? And then, but like, I'm so reactive, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'm a psycho. Like Jasmine, he's like, but I love you. You're crazy. Like. He loves the crazy, you know what I mean? But I also, I appreciate him, you know what I mean? But like, I feel like I have to stop getting so mad when he's not as deep as me. And I think Jasmine just has to realize that he does love her. She's maybe just not going to get all that all the time, but I feel like he does feel it.
I would just hope, with you saying that, Krista, I would just hope that your husband puts in so much more effort than Gino does, because Gino seemingly doesn't put in any effort, and if he does put in effort, it's quite fleeting, at least in my opinion. But I
mean, he does. I mean, I can, yeah, he does.
Yeah,
he's just a Gino.
I'm gonna be on George's side. I love George. I'm here for you, George. If you can hear me,
I could kill her right now because I'm
George,
like,
when she got upset about going to a live event by herself, George stepped up, even though he does not watch any of these Bravo shows, and went with her into Philly. So she didn't have to go by herself. He was her camera person taking pictures for her because he loves his wife.
Awesome.
He'd be like, honey, you stand there. I'll take your picture.
Like, okay. He did really good. I was shocked.
He thinks she's beautiful. He tells her she's beautiful all the time. No, he is a good man.
Gotcha. Okay, that's wonderful.
He may be absent-minded sometimes because he don't think about certain stuff.
But that's just what men do sometimes, though.
Yeah, but he's in love with Krista, and that's amazing because he's still in love.
Cool. Yeah, we are, and it's been 10 years. We really are. Like, yeah, we are.
That's awesome. That's beautiful.
Oh, and you know he's not doing anything because Krista got his accounts to everything, and when she lost her phone, he handed her his. No, you ain't got to go without a phone. You take my phone.
Wow.
You take my phone, honey. I'll wait till we can get another phone. You're not going to be without one.
Wow. That's a man right there. That's a man for you. An MAN man, honey.
Yeah, he really is. Like, I got really fucking lucky. I don't know how I got this lucky, but I did.
Well, if I had to, I would give. If I had to, I'd give the shirt off my back to anybody on this panel. So, yeah.
Thank you, Dustin. Dustin is so sweet as well.
I know.
So sweet. I think that's all we have for this episode, y'all.
By the way, when I was looking at your avatar, I was like, damn, who's that? Oh, what's that? I was like, your picture. I'm like, Jonathan.
Oh, yeah, no, I love Jonathan's avatar picture.
All right. And I was like, I mean, I looked at you look funny when I seen your, I was like, damn, what's that?
Thank you. That is I'll put it up again. That is a no hate picture that I took back I think it was 2012 or 13. I took it in Atlanta. It was a silent protest against Proposition 8 that was happening in California at the time, where it was to decide whether to make gay marriage legal or not legal. So I participated in this. So thank you. Yes, this is my favorite picture of myself of all time. So thank you for that.
I love
It's a
it.
great picture.
I mean, the hair is like, you always get the hair anyway, but I mean, like, that's a really good picture.
Thank you.
I was like, who's that? Oh, it's John. Oh, that's him. Oh.
I like that shirt.
Wait, is
I like
Lady
your shirt, Jonathan. I
really
like
your
the color.
sister, like real life sister? Lady
Thank
Leo,
you.
is Lady Leo your real life sister?
Yes.
Yes, she
Like,
is.
oh, okay, like real life sister. Like, say, oh, okay, like, oh,
Mhm.
that's awesome. I realized that place a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, I'm so late to the party. I was like, that's cool. Oh wow.
Yeah,
But-
she's amazing. She's awesome. And she's going live tonight at 9 p.m., you guys, on live.
And I'll be there. Of course, I'll be there. I don't remember me.
8 o'clock. You
Yeah,
should have seen when Dustin's like, well, we're gonna do it at 6 o'clock my time. And I was like, Dustin, what time is at my time? We couldn't figure it out.
We're 1 hour before him.
I was like going back. I said, I can't. I'm like an hour because I know when it's 5 o'clock my time, it's 6 o'clock my time. And I was like, is it 7 o'clock my time or 5 o'clock my time? I couldn't figure it out. I had to ask Siri.
You can't.
I'm like, Dustin, what
It's
time?
1 hour before. Whenever Dustin says he's going to text me at 6, that means 7 to me. If I'm waiting at my phone at
Okay,
6, I'm going to be waiting an hour.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't. I'm confused. I was saying Central or California Standard Time, and
You don't know your time.
I said, Dustin, is it Central Time or is it?
Yeah, he's central.
And then I didn't know there's 4 time zones. I thought there was only 3.
It
Yeah, there's
seems
mountain
like
time,
there's
too.
only 3.
Because there's 3
Yeah.
hours difference. So how's there 4 hours time? You know what I mean?
No,
What?
because there's mountain time too, which is slightly off.
Utah
That's
is
what
a
I
different time
mean.
zone.
Like it doesn't make sense. How is it 4 hour? How is it 4 time zones and 3 hour difference to California?
Because one is not a full hour behind another one.
Well, then what the hell is it doing here then?
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was a full hour.
No,
Every time
mountain
zone was a
time is
full
like
hour.
weird. It's not quite.
Yeah.
It's between central and it's between Pacific.
How?
Okay.
A half hour or something? Like what do they want to?
I forget off the top of my head. I've
And
never
then
been
they
good
have
with the
timelines
mountain time. I got the
On this timeline,
Eastern, I got Central, and I got Pacific down. That's what I got.
George was
But
like,
I know there is mountain.
California 3 goes 3 time zones, 3 hours.
Well, that's just like when the time changed when it changed the time. It used to be 6 o'clock my time, but now it's 7:06.
It's still
Because
late.
Right.
we went an hour ahead of time. So when we all went an hour ahead of time, it kind of screwed me up, because I thought it was.
I forgot about that actually. The clocks change themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Well,
even
we got less than an hour till Light of the Leo, so we better let Jonathan go eat some dinner because he's got another show to do.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you for inviting me onto the show. I really appreciated this, and I can't wait to see the rest of the season, guys. So you guys have a good night.
Bye.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you, Krista, for
you know I
inviting
wouldn't
us
do
to
it
your
without you,
channel.
John.
Thank you, Krista.
Definitely appreciate it, guys. This was
All right.
I'm gonna let go. Yeah, I'm gonna go when they go. But yes, we had so much fun. And
All right.
I don't know what day it is Monday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday or tonight in the chat, but I will see you guys.
Everybody who's in our chat, please come to the Juice Radio and Talk Show Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific time, or 6 Central time, and 4 Pacific time. And join us every week as we do Dustin's 90-day recap. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Juice Radio and Talk Show.
And all of the things are linked. And thank you guys for coming. And I'll see you later.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.